Hello there, Scorpios. Thank you for stopping by to visit for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of February 9th through the 15th. I am using my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again, and I did have something a little bit unusual happen as I was laying out the cards for us Scorpios, and really it was not intentionally, just because this is my sign and I want a little more information, but a whole bunch of cards just fell as I was shuffling. And I always know that when cards fall, that's Spirit saying these cards are the cards with the message. So we had more than 7 cards fall. So what I did is I took the extra cards that came up and I put them out, and I just kind of kept on shuffling like around the table, or dealing like around the table. So I ended up dealing like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I still had 4 cards left. So those 4 cards went on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Monday through Thursday we actually have 2 cards that we're looking at. So these 2 cards are going to be talking about a same situation. I haven't really looked at them that closely yet to see what these cards have to say, so this should be really interesting. This hasn't happened before. So we'll see what comes up here on Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're back to the normal, just 1 card for those days. So let's just see what we have here. What's going on? So Monday we have 2 cards. The basic card that came up is the High Priestess in reverse. And I'm calling the second card that came up on this day like the Influencer card. So the Influencer card is the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the High Priestess in reverse, the first thing that's really telling me is that, and a lot of us Scorpios, we have high level of intuitive abilities. Many of us don't even realize it, but we do. So, but the High Priestess in reverse is telling me that on Monday, we're feeling like we just are out of touch. Like there's at least one situation in our life where we just can't feel it intuitively. We can't feel around about what's really going on there or not. We're not objective there anymore. So the Influencer card, the 5 of Swords. So with the 5 of Swords being the Influencer card, and it's the 5 of Swords in reverse, what that's telling me is this situation we're not feeling objective about is like this. This is a situation where we're all supposed to be going towards the same target, the same goal, the same end result. But we are in a group of people as we try to get to the same target, the shared target or shared goal, where not everybody has the same agenda about how to reach that target or that goal or that end result, which makes everything really chaotic in our project. And so the best thing that we can do is to get out of that situation. Otherwise it ends up being this huge energy drag on us, and it really gets nowhere. So with this being the Influencer card to my High Priestess in reverse card, that's telling me that this situation has you really feeling like you're not objective and you're not really sure about how to handle this whole situation because you're feeling really lost with it. Okay, so luckily we have the advice card here. Get out of the situation. That's what the advice card is saying. Okay, so that's Monday. And so Tuesday, our base card is Strength. Now the Strength card, when I see that, that really talks to me about self-confidence and being able to accept ourselves as we are and appreciate our own strengths, appreciate those good things about us, and accept those things that aren't so good. It's really all about being comfortable in your own skin. So on Tuesday, I feel us being very comfortable in our own skin. And our Influencer card, the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups, and Spirit is telling me that this is backwards, that this is actually the base card and the Influencer card is our Strength card. So if this is our base card, then the 2 of Cups is talking about a relationship in our lives which might be romantic. It might also be a family relationship or a friendship or a business relationship that is going well, that is moving forward productively. So if this is our base card, we have a relationship that is moving forward productively, some type of relationship that is moving forward productively. This is now our Influencer card. So this means that this relationship is moving forward productively because of us being comfortable with our own selves, because of us being comfortable in our own skin. So in other words, this relationship is moving forward because we're not trying to pretend that we're somebody else. We're not trying to act some way that we think somebody wants us to act. We are just being ourselves. And as we be ourselves, that relationship then moves forward. Okay? So that is Tuesday. Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Okay, so now I'm going, okay, which is the base card and which is the influencer? I'm asking this question first. Okay, so here's our base card for Wednesday. This is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card really talks about having a decision that affects more than just ourselves, that it's really important to look at all angles of this decision before we make it and see what all the consequences would be with the different outcomes of our different choices that we could make. Okay, so it really talks about using good judgment. Okay, and so our influencer card on this is the Page of Clubs. This is going to be a message of inspiration. That's what the Page of Clubs symbolizes. And sometimes this can be a child or a little one, a younger person. And I am feeling like there's a younger person in here. So it looks to me like, okay, a very creative and outgoing younger person. This may be a younger person that possibly has been diagnosed with ADHD, although I got to tell you, I don't believe in ADHD. I think some people are just more genuinely curious and enthusiastic than others. And we try to medicate them so that as adults we can handle their energy level. That's pretty much what I think. But hey, you know, who am I? But anyway, I am seeing a young person has a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of curiosity that has to do with this judgment call. So I'm feeling like this situation, Scorpios, where we're making a decision on Wednesday, for a lot of us, this is going to have to do with a child that fits that description, someone who is genuinely curious and enthusiastic and could have been diagnosed with ADHD. Now, if they've been diagnosed with ADHD, you're not going to really recognize them as enthusiastic and curious anymore, are you? Because now they're on medicine that makes them zombies, from what I've seen. So you're not going to be able to recognize them as easily unless you know that they're on medication for that. But I do feel like this decision does have to do with a child. Now, obviously, this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody. Like for me, I have no children. I can't imagine who I would be making a decision in which that would affect a little child. So obviously, if you want to get a specific reading that is just focused on you, you want to get a private reading. But this is what's coming up in the general, so this is what's affecting the majority of Scorpios on Wednesday. All right, so, and by the way, this little child actually could also be an adult that is acting childlike. That's what I'm hearing. But for most of you, it is literally a child. Now, for us Scorpios on Thursday, which one's the base and which one's the influencer? Okay, so for a base, we have the Three of Coins in reverse. And this is just saying that we're having a lot of hard time getting our creativity flowing on Thursday. We're just feeling kind of stuck, like we're just spinning our wheels as far as creativity goes on Thursday. And the influencer happens to be another person, not ourselves. The influencer is some personality that's showing up on Thursday. Now we have a Knight of Swords personality showing up. And so this Knight of Swords personality is going to be the one that has us feeling like our creativity is kind of blocked or boxed in. And what's going on when this Knight of Swords person shows up? First of all, this is a male personality, and this is somebody who believes very highly in their convictions and is not afraid to take actions based on their convictions. But whenever he comes in Thursday, he's very misguided. And so he's taking action, and he's taking dramatic action, but it's not productive. It's not anything that actually is good. And when he gets a chance to step back and see the perspective, he's going to wish that he wasn't doing this. But he is doing it on Thursday, and that is affecting how we feel creatively, because we feel boxed in by him and his attitudes and his actions that he's taking on Thursday. Okay, so that's the end of our double cards. So Friday we have the Ten of Cups showing up on reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse is just telling me that there's a relationship, and this relationship is probably a significant one. So this would be like a more serious romantic relationship. This could be a family relationship, a long-term or a deep friendship, or a business relationship that has gone on for a long time or is deeply interconnected. But this is talking about, a more heavily laced relationship. This is one that has more bonds with it than a new one, and that this relationship is kind of stepping a little bit backwards on Friday. There's something coming up that we're having a hard time agreeing with that other person we're in a relationship with, and so it's going a little bit backwards on Friday. Saturday, though, we have a really nice card. This is a Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups talks about time with friends. And this is pleasant, enjoyable time. And so this could be anything from receiving an email from somebody you haven't been in touch with for a long time, or getting a phone call from a good friend and just enjoying that, or even face-to-face time with friends, maybe going out for tea or for dinner or what have you. And so that's Saturday. And then Sunday's another really nice card too. This is the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups talks about nostalgia, talks about looking back at something through sentimental eyes. So this is looking at old memories and just enjoying old memories, basically, is the best way to say it in layman's terms. All right, so Scorpios, that is your week. Let's see, the non-condensed version. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to contact me. You should know, though, that I also do spiritual healing as well as mediumship. So if you want to check out my website, I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you've looked that over, if you still feel like I'm the best person for you to work with, go ahead and get in touch with me, and we'll set up a session for you as quickly as possible. And then for the rest of you, I will see you all next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.